Hey, got a quick word for you today. I heard the Lord say mention. Now, when he was speaking of mention, he was saying that your name has been mentioned not only in the heaven, but in the earth, because it's been mentioned in heaven, because your name is known in the heavens because of you, because of your heart, and because of what you've been doing for the Lord and concerning the Lord and the will of the Lord. Your name is literally being mentioned in the earth realm. And you've heard people talk about, your name has been in rooms that you ain't even seen yet. And literally it's happening not only in rooms, but also in rooms, like in bedrooms, which means that there are partners who are speaking of you, referencing you, deliberating concerning how they can be good to you and a place for you. Not to mention additionally, the Lord is saying that there are those in their room, I can see them on their beds. There are others that the Lord is causing them to hear your name in their dreams, where you're coming up, and because God is saying that he's rendering unto you honorable mention. The Bible speaks of in Esther, I believe it's chapter number 2, towards the end of that chapter, there had been something that had happened, and Mordecai spoke it to Esther, and so the king was able to handle it, and people who had planned to overthrow him and were plotting against them, they were dealt with, they were handled, right? And so the king was not harmed, he wasn't killed or anything. And so there came a time, I believe it's in the book of Esther chapter number 5, where literally the king was there, and it's I want to say, yes, like chapter number 5 or 6. And so the king was unable to sleep one night, and he asked for, the annals, the ANALS, the annals. And so with those annals, or it's also read ANULLS, nonetheless. And so he had asked for them so that he can read them. And as he was reading the logs, he was like, did we ever do anything for Mordecai? And so there are those of you where you are literally being remembered. God is causing people to fall asleep so that they can remember you. Also in the account, I believe it's in Genesis, around about chapter 41, where Pharaoh had the dream, and not only did he have the dream, but he had 2 dreams. And then because of that dream, literally as he was speaking into those who was around him, trying to see what that dream could mean, that was brought, and actually the butler was able to hear it, and he at that point remembered Joseph, and Joseph's name. I know a man, and there are those who are saying, I know a man, I know a woman, I know somebody who got the answer, who has everything that you've been looking for. They possess everything that you wanted, that you desired, that you needed, that's gonna make this work, to make this do what it do. And so God is saying that your name is being mentioned, and that you can expect honorable mention. There are some of you, honorable mention is coming to you, special mention is coming to you. Look in the definition. Mention is something that is past tense, which literally this has already taken place. And then when you look at the definition of mention, it means to refer to something briefly, and maybe even without going into detail. You don't even need a long drawn out story for this. It's just about to happen. It means to allude. It means to refer to. I'm alluding to this because this is what's about to happen. Making a reference to someone as being noteworthy, especially as a potential candidate for a post. There are those of you, your name is being mentioned, making a reference to you as noteworthy, one who is worthy, and especially as a candidate for that thing, for that place, for that job, for that role, for that responsibility, for that person. For some of you, literally your name is being as a candidate for a post, for a place, a space to occupy concerning some things that need to get done. Listen, mentions, it's also when you consider a tribute to a formal acknowledgement of something outstanding or noteworthy. God is saying that a special mention you can expect for it to come to you. Listen, God bless whom those that this word is for. I can't wait to hear that your name was been mentioned as you mentioned the Lord concerning the testimony that's about to hit your life. God bless you. Talk soon.